Hello YouTube and welcome to another GV anime review. And boy, what an anime am I going to review today. I am reviewing the hidden gem of summer season, being Gakkou Gurashi or School Life. Immediately some advice for people who haven't seen Gakkou Gurashi yet and who are watching this video to get an idea if they're going to watch it. To those viewers I say, go watch it. Stop this video right now and go watch Gakkou Gurashi. Don't be deceived by your first impression, keep watching and you're gonna be amazed. Gakkou Gurashi revolves around Yuki Takeya, a dreamy and joyful girl who, together with her 3 friends and their dog, forms the School Living Club, a club where they pretty much live at school 24/7. Yuki enjoys her school life and seems to have found ultimate happiness. But the truth about reality is much darker. Now before I start this review, I must warn you that this review will contain spoilers, especially the second part where I will talk about what I want to see in a hopefully second season. But as always, I will tell you in advance when the spoilers are coming up and I will provide you with links to skip the spoiler parts if you want to. I have to start this review by talking about the first episode. Gakkou Gurashi is the most deceiving, misleading anime I have seen in a long time. Everything is misleading, from the opening song to the intro sequence to the first 20 minutes of the first episode. Let me tell you how my first experience with Gakkou Gurashi went. If you saw my summer update video back in June, then you know that I hadn't planned on watching Gakkou Gurashi. It looked too moe for me. But the day of the first episode, a good friend of mine sent me a text saying that I should watch it, that it would be something for me, since that friend knew that I'm a slice of life lover. So stupid me went into the first episode without checking what the anime was about. So I was watching the first episode and the first 20 minutes I was like, I don't really get why you recommended this to me. Yes, I love slice of life, but this is a bit over the top. But then I got to the last 4 to 5 minutes and my god, my mouth literally fell open. I was that surprised. I don't think anyone was expecting this. Everybody has already experienced moments in anime that thoroughly surprised them. I had such an experience with the last scene of Angel Beats and the final episode of Shigatsu. And this was also one of those moments. I was completely baffled, and at that moment I knew that this anime was going to be gold. Second positive point is something that occurred all the time in Gakkou Gurashi, and that were the tone shifts. There are certain animes who excel at these tone shifts. Like Clannad Afterstory was a great example, going from happy to sad in a matter of minutes. Well, Gakkou Gurashi does that too, only it does it in seconds. The contrast between reality and Yuki's mind and the way how the anime switched back and forth was amazing. And every time I was watching happy scenes, there was this voice in my head reminding me of the sad reality, and the feelings that that gave me were very memorable. I got chills multiple times during this anime, that's for sure. That contrast leads me straight into my next positive point, which was our main heroine Yuki. She was a very good character, being the light in the darkness for everyone. But her most interesting moments came further into the anime, where we get to see her being unstable and almost break down because she doesn't want to accept reality. That turmoil that she goes through made her a very interesting and likable character. But there were also other characters who left an impression on me, like Megumi Sakura, better known as Megune. You soon realize what had happened to her because it's hinted several times during the anime, but the anime portrays her in such a way that you don't want to accept that yet. You still have hope until the final episodes where that hope is squashed. Megune was a character I will not forget soon. Before I'm going to tell what I want to see in a second season, I do have one negative point I want to mention. And that is that the end of the first season didn't use its full potential. The last episodes were setting up for some huge drama. The ending could have been devastating, but instead the anime chose to end on a more happy note, which conflicted a bit in my eyes. Of course, there was this one dramatical moment in the last episode. People who saw Gakkou Gurashi know which scene I mean by that. That was fucking sad. I was like, no, why? Why do you do this to me, Gakkou Gurashi? You already played with my feelings for 12 episodes and now you give me this? But yeah, except that, it could have been more. So now I'm going to tell what I want to see in a second season. And unfortunately, these will almost all be spoilers, since I will be talking about the last episode and how I see it transitioning into season 2. So click the link on the screen if you haven't seen Gakkou Gurashi yet. To start off, this anime needs a second season so badly. If there is not going to be a second season of Gakkou Gurashi, then I'm going to be fucking pissed. If there is an anime that deserves a second season, then it's this one. So what do I want to see in season 2? Of course I want to see where the girls will go to and who they will encounter, since the last episode reveals that there are more survivors of the zombie apocalypse. Will they meet new allies or will they encounter foes? And how is Yuki going to react to that? Since she loves everybody, how will she react when she meets people who are hostile to her? I also suspect that Kei, Miki's friend, will play a role in the second season. There was just too much focus on her during the anime, so I expect an encounter between the two of them. If Kei will be a zombie or not, I will leave that in the middle. Next thing I want to see is also obvious, and that is an explanation for the zombie apocalypse. We know that it's caused by some sort of biological weapon, but besides that we know nothing. Also, I want to know how the school where the girls lived could be this prepared. They must have known that something like this was going to happen, otherwise you don't prepare for something like this so extensively. Also, Megane must have known about the coming apocalypse, so I want to see clarification for that. And a last thing I want to see in season 2 is backstory for Yuri. She's the only character that we don't get a backstory for. She has the most mysterious personality of the 4 and we don't get to know anything about her past. I suspect that behind that mysterious shell there is a lot of turmoil and grief, so I'm curious to learn more about her. So as a conclusion, Gakkou Gurashi was the hidden gem of past summer season and perhaps of the year, deceiving everyone who watched it and delivering chills and feels at the right time. But you know my policy when it comes to animes from which I expect a second season. I'm not going to give it a super high rating yet, because I want to see a goddamn second season of this. So until I see that second season, I'm going to rate Gakkou Gurashi at 4 out of 5 stars. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it and don't be deceived by the first episode, you're in for an amazing ride. So this wasn't an easy recommendation to make, but in some way I would recommend watching Angel Beats. Both animes take place at a school where nothing is what it seems. Both Gakkou Gurashi and Angel Beats succeeded in giving me chills, and Angel Beats even put a tear in my eye. And with that I conclude my review of Gakkou Gurashi. As usual, you can find a full list of all my animes and reviews over at Anime Planet. As usual, I will put a link in the description box down below. Now if you want me to review a particular anime from this list, please put them in the comments. Also, if you have a recommendation for me, put them in the comments as well. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, visit me on Facebook and subscribe to this channel for more reviews in the future. I will say arigatou gozaimasu and I will see you all in the next video.